Hello everyone and welcome. When you are designing a new exhibition, it will usually be a mix of different exhibition types. So you will be in and out of some of the different exhibitions, whether you are designing a permanent exhibition or gallery, a traveling exhibition, a special exhibition that might encompass loans and so on. You will be using many different types of design, of interactions, of activities, live interaction, etc. But most of the time you will be in and out of some very specific exhibition types, and these can be really useful to keep in mind as you're setting up and designing your exhibition. Please remember to like these videos and subscribe to the channel, and also add your comments below. So let's have a look at some of these. I think we all know the linear or the chronological exhibitions. Now, these are sometimes often looked at as being very traditional exhibitions, but they actually still have a place because they present this timeline of events. And sometimes you actually do have stories where it makes sense to have a timeline of events. It doesn't have to be literally a timeline with the year of whatever to the year of whatever, but sometimes an event or a story actually has a specific chronology, and it might make sense to present your story with this type of exhibition. You also have the thematical exhibitions, collective exhibitions, for example, is a type of thematic exhibitions. And here you will use different sub-themes within a main theme. So visitors can go sometimes literally, physically in and out of different displays that encompass different sub-themes within your major theme. You will also come across location-based exhibitions. Now, these will often be at historical places, for example, historical buildings, where you will be presenting the story of, for example, a specific room, a specific space. Either you'll be telling the story of that space, what's it's been used for, what happened here. It can also be certain artifacts or objects within the room, or perhaps something very significant happened here. So you'll be focusing on the location here. Then you have solo or individual exhibitions, usually centered around a person. You often see these in art exhibitions, for example, where you have an exhibition about a specific artist or his or her works. It can also be a historical person, of course, and that exhibition will normally be a mix of maybe a little bit of chronological exhibition, maybe a little bit of thematic exhibition, but it will be an exhibition focusing solely on a person or an individual. Then you have what I call playground exhibitions. These are the more experimental, fun exhibition. They're not always aimed at children. I think we sometimes make a mistake of thinking that they are. They can be more experimental as well, but there will be a very high element of interaction. You can try things out, you can explore for yourself and so on. And then, of course, we have online exhibitions. This is a subject that's expanding all the time. We know the online exhibition, the virtual tours, the online viewing rooms and so on here, but I have a feeling this is a format that will expand a lot and in all sorts of directions in just the nearest future, really. And there will be lots more exhibition types and various exhibition and display settings coming out of this. Then you also have the highlight exhibitions. These can be quite interesting. So there will be a collection of famous or perhaps very important objects, artworks and so on display to see in one place. So you might have loans in these types of exhibitions, or perhaps your place, your museum, your site have enough objects to create a highlight exhibitions in its own right. But these type of exhibitions can be really valuable from a marketing perspective because there's a lot to show off here. Most of the time exhibitions are really a mix of all of these, and you can play around with it, and indeed you should, because that very often creates the most sort of engaging exhibitions really. But it can be, I find, really useful to keep some of these types in mind when you're designing your exhibitions, simply because it gives you an idea about how you are approaching your story and what it is you're trying to do. Please add your experience below. It would be really interesting to hear about how you have gone about using some of these different exhibition types, and indeed if you have tried completely different types as well. It would be lovely to hear about your experiences.